we're gonna go to your place on Thursday, so like if I'm gonna come over, like I would be hoping to hook up, have sex.
And that voice note is what consent looks like. Out, I just want you to know that I am seeking a sexual connection. Sexual connection is a priority to me.
So apparently the internet is completely divided based off of this whole situation involving this voicemail guy who left a voicemail after they went on one date. We're going to listen to what it is exactly that he says and why everyone is divided.
All right, I figured I'd send you a voice note because it's like easier than like texting all this. But anyway, had a good time tonight. Definitely think you are lovely. However, I would love to, if we're gonna go to your place on Thursday, I mean, I am looking to have that physical intimacy to see if like I am sexually compatible with you. So like if I'm gonna come over, like I would be hoping to like hook up, have sex, have a good time, have like that romantic spark and that physical spark there for my own sake, because it's hard for me to continue dating someone and seeing them if I don't know if I'm sexually compatible. So um, I know you said I don't know about that. So like I guess my thing is like what would be the point of me coming over then if we're not gonna like hook up and like cuddle and like be intimate with each other. And if that's what you don't want, that's fine. But like, I think we should just like end it here then, respectfully, just because I first date that's fine. Like you want to get to know each other, I'm all about that. But like, I am looking to have that physical aspect there, and I don't want to continue seeing someone if I don't know if that's good, if that's not there or not. So up to you. Let me know. I'm happy to if you do want me to come over, I'm happy to do so. Would love to fuck, have a good time, and we can have some wine, hang out, and chill. But if you're not trying to hook up, then like I think we should just go our separate ways. Let me know.
Some people are angry about it and some people are saying that he did a great job, that like that's a great guy, da 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 da, really defending him and praising him for leaving that voice memo. Me personally, that was disgusting. The reason, and I'm a guy, so I can tell you that is disgusting. And I'll tell you straightforward the reason why he even sent that memo. And he said cute little things like we could cuddle or I want to see our intimacy or our relationship. It's complete BS. Basically, he just wants to get his noodle wet. So he's trying to figure out if you're down to let him hit. He doesn't care whether or not the intimacy is there. He doesn't care if it goes any further. He had the first date, was probably hoping something would lead to it if it was good. Realized he got a second date and it was to your house. So his expectations automatically were, are we gonna smash? Because that's what he's saying. He's trying to make it clear, like, hey, I want to do this, that, and the third with you. And that's like his ultimatum. Because it's like, if we don't do this on the second date, then we're done. I don't want to talk to you. There's no point in me coming over, which is crazy because there is a point to you coming over. The point is for you to get to know this person and hang out with this person. But from my point of view, I feel like inviting anyone over to your place on the second date is probably not a good idea. I mean, to each their own. If you want to do it, fine, go ahead. But out of safety concerns, out of concerns of who this person could be, the fact that they could possibly be a stalker, be a little crazy, letting them over your house on a second date is a bad idea. And I'm saying that out of experience, not because I feel like high and mighty, because I'll admit I have done that. Honestly, it leads to bad things, it leads to scary things, and it's a smart idea not to do that. That's just my opinion. Take it with whether you want or not. What he wanted was to have relations, and that's it. He didn't want a relationship, he didn't want anything more. He was just making it upfront. Someone said that he sounds like he's letting his team know, like, hey, we got a meeting this week. Like, it very much came off like a whole corporate kind of way to go about it, which is even more creepier in my opinion. But I digress. So let's see what this person has to say, and saying that, do y'all want consent or not?
Last week of a girl that got a voice note from a guy that she was dating, and he was basically saying, hey, if we're going to continue hanging out, I just want you to know that I am seeking a sexual connection. And if you don't want to explore a sexual connection, then we should probably just end this now because a sexual connection is a priority to me. And this was presented as a negative thing, and the comments were littered with people saying men aren't lonely enough, etc., etc. And I was sitting there thinking, this is what consent looks like, y'all. Like, we discuss the concept of consent so much, but I don't think people actually understand what it looks like, and that voice note is what consent looks like. It is blunt, it is raw, it is obvious. And that guy gave the girl a chance to be like, oh, okay, this is moving too quickly for me, and that's not how I want to conduct us dating right now. It should be that fucking easy. Consent, especially sexual consent, should be blunt. This is a great opportunity for y'all to increase your sexual education a little bit.
I'm going to listen to the rest of the video, but I just want to interject real quick. So what's gross about the situation is not the fact that he's asking for consent. It's the fact of the way he's going about it and the fact that it's like an ultimatum thing. He is very much objectifying her and treating her as if this is the only thing that matters. As someone that has in a relationship with someone for 6 years and married for 4, the moment you start talking about relations in that sense, that you want to explore it, like there's fine, some people find relations being so much more important than other things in your relationship, which to me is a little weird, but that's just me. No judgment. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I feel like relationships and relations should not coincide. Like it shouldn't hurt each other. I feel like if you're with someone, whether you're compatible or not, that is something that could be worked on as a couple, as long as you're speaking to each other and doing things together. Like this could have easily been handled in a conversation, in my opinion. It didn't need to be like we need to get down and dirty as soon as possible. I feel it should have been something that was communicated, at least communicated at first, to get understanding of what both of you are into, what both of you like. And then when the situation happens, like give it time, build up to it, go on more dates, get to know each other, make sure that you know who this person is, that this person is free of any STDs, and that this person isn't a threat to you. And then yeah, when she feels comfortable, then you guys can explore that. And to just automatically throw it out there, and this is why it's gross, is because it's not a sense of like, hey, are you comfortable? It's more of a sense of like, we have to do this or else I'm not gonna explore this any further. I don't care how you felt about me. I don't care about how the whole night was together, how we felt about each other. All I care about is what it's like being in bed with you. And that's why it's disgusting. That's why it's creepy, at least in my point of view. The way he went about it shuts down anything else, any other communication that they had, any type of relationship they could have had, because it very much made it that she's an object and that the only thing he wants is the relations.
37 years old. I have done a lot of dating and a lot of sleeping around, and I have faced a lot of sexual abuse and trauma because these conversations were not held beforehand. I think it's admirable. I think it's admirable. And I think that if you are unwilling to have upfront and blunt conversations about your sexual
I also want to say that the way she's wording this also makes it seem like if he didn't ask you, he was gonna force himself on you. It's like, is that how low the bar is? Like, is that where we're putting it? Is that it's either he would ask or it's being forced? Because that's insane. That shouldn't even be a possibility, and that shouldn't be the other thought of what this could have been.
health and your sexual expectations with someone that you are likely eventually going to have sex with, then you probably shouldn't be dating anyone at all. Y'all need to learn how to communicate, and you need to understand that the more directly and bluntly you communicate with other people, the better your fucking relationships will be. We are so unfortunately deeply conditioned by like Disney romance rape culture that we have come to believe that like romance is supposed to be like all of this silence and feelings that people are supposed to like be able to perceive. No, that's why rape culture exists, because people don't talk about shit. A video?
Editing hands here. I just want to say with her statement about grape culture and saying this is why grape culture exists. Grape culture exists for so many different reasons, but this is actually including one of them. The reason why I say that is because if we're being honest with ourselves, what he is doing is manipulating and demanding an intimate relationship or an intimate situation on a second date, and telling them basically he wants to cut ties there. He doesn't want to continue if they're not going to have this intimate relation. He is pushing this person. He's giving them an ultimatum. Either we do this or I'm done. I'm not talking to you. And if somebody is at a position where they feel like, where they want to try to pursue it further, maybe they're worried about him not being interested anymore, whatever their situation may be, whatever their thought process may be, that very much leads them them into doing something that they probably didn't want to do, which is a part of grape culture. Doing things like that, pushing people to do things they don't want to do, encouraging them to do things they don't want to do, manipulating them to do things that they don't want to do is not the same thing as asking for consent. So if we want to go that route by bringing in grape culture and mentioning this is a part of it. This is a part of the problem. Asking for consent is completely different than giving someone an ultimatum or intimidating or manipulating someone into doing something they don't want to do is also a form of rape that's non-consensual, trying to weasel your way into a consent, into someone saying yes to you. And this is coming from someone that dealt with SA.
This person had their comments turned off, which I'll show you guys real quick, which is kind of telling on what this kind of interaction gained from it. They shut off their comments. Usually when people shut off their comments, it's because they didn't receive the appraisal or the agreeing force that they were expecting. Instead, they had people very much go against them. Now, I want to talk about this real quick because I felt like it's very very gross, and I find it very weird that she reached over 300,000 likes agreeing to this situation when it's very much showing someone's true colors in a negative light that shouldn't be taken positive. He should be called out for what he did, because even though he voiced it, at the end of the day, don't try to sugarcoat it like you need this for a relationship or like you want this to see if we are as close as we are. Like, that's not what you're doing. That's far from what you're doing. If you just want to have relations, you can easily hit someone else up on the dating app and be like, hey, I'm not looking for anything serious. That happens all the time. People always message each other saying, I'm not looking for something serious, I'm looking for just fun, or I'm looking to just have relations or just do this, and they get that response back if someone else is looking for it. What this feels like is he's probably tried that and gotten a lot of people that don't want the same thing because it's not that common. So now he's just pushing it into a relationship status, which is why it's very clear that he's just like, hey, this is all I want, completely objectifying her and going against whatever she's looking for. He should have started that off rip, like, look, this is what I'm looking for, and so forth. Don't try to hide it underneath this cutesy conversation talking about you want to cuddle and all of that. Be straightforward. And if the one date you guys had made you realize you didn't want to go beyond that, you can still be straightforward and be like, hey, I don't want a relationship, I want this instead. Don't sugarcoat it. It's very manipulative, it's very objectifying, and it's disgusting. That's my opinion. You guys can hate me if you want, say whatever you want. I'm gonna die on that hill. That was gross. And stop letting people get away with this stuff. That's it.